life can be uncomfortable as shit, right? And there's not a lot of things that we want to face. And so often we go and avoid reality, so to speak. So we will play music, we will listen to podcasts, we will watch YouTube videos or interviews or news or watch TV shows to simply just muffle the void, muffle the noise of life, or just the reality that we don't want to face. And I get it. I mean, I've been there numerous times. You know, I'm human too, where sometimes I just binge finance YouTube videos and stuff like that, or different things that avoid me from facing reality or just simply sitting with myself. And a lot of people are scared to sit with themselves. They're scared to really just be. And that's a tough thing. It reminds me of this one time I was driving cross country and I was by myself, no one else in the car with me. I was driving some middle of fucking nowhere, past Indianapolis, driving through the Midwestern states at like 3 in the morning, right? And a lot of this drive, I listened to podcasts, I listened to music, ebooks, just everything. And if you've been on a road trip, an extended road trip or anything like that, or driven long distances, you get to a point where you can't take any more of it. Like, there's only so much you could listen to, so much you could watch, and you just get tired, right? And that was one of those moments where I listened to so many things, radio, this, that. I had my fill, and I just turned everything off. So here I am, 3 in the morning, on a highway I don't even know, following my GPS. And it was really the first time in hours that I had to sit with my thoughts. And this was a moment where it was post-breakup, you know? So, it was a mutual breakup, we broke up, I hit the road and went out west and did some traveling and made some major shifts in my life. And since the initial moment of moving on from that relationship, I never really faced it. And this is almost a couple weeks after it happened. But by sitting with myself, I had to come to realization and swallow the feelings of what happened. I mean, you could push things down, you could ignore things for so long, but you get to a point where if you're compulsively trying to fill that void or not face things that you've done in your life, or hard truths, or just thoughts in your head, and you are compulsively filling it with music, this, that, friends, audiobooks, ebooks, YouTube, you can't be alone or sit by yourself. That's a big issue, because that elephant in the room just keeps growing and growing, and it's so apparent that this, like, whatever facade you're putting up becomes thinner and thinner, where if you are mature enough to the point of self-realization that you can see the veil you're putting up and see the trick. You're seeing the trick you're playing on yourself, and you know you're doing it. You know you're doing it. You know you're avoiding it. You know you're avoiding the situation, the scenario, what have you, the thoughts. And it's a sick cycle. And I'm not saying listening to audiobooks or music or any of this is bad, but it becomes an issue when you use it to cope and avoid reality and sitting with yourself and your thoughts and being with yourself. If you can't be with yourself, how do you expect to be with other people? How do you expect to be in a relationship? How do you expect to be with friends, loved ones, and build those things if you can't sit with your own self? You know, people talk about, you know, you could drink alcohol here and there, right? But when it becomes a cope and you use alcohol to cope with life, it becomes an issue. Everybody will unanimously agree to that. But when you use it to the point of other external things to cope with life, people don't think like that. They don't think it's a problem. They think it's just entertainment. So sometimes you gotta sit with yourself. And that's like the key message is, that's why meditation really is beneficial, and prayer, and just being and sitting and taking some time to not just constantly listen, watch, scroll, because then you can face those things in increments and little bite-sized pieces and face reality, your thoughts, what things are going through your mind, yourself, and check in with yourself. But if you don't, then those things compile into these big snowballs where you're constantly running from it because it's so large and so heavy and so kind of scary for you to face. It's easier to run from it than face it because it's so huge. So take that time, you know, sit with yourself, sit with your thoughts. Try to do it every day if you can. Notice things in your schedule and your day-to-day, the patterns that you do consistently. Like if you go to the bathroom, you bring your phone with you, that's a pattern, that's something you consistently do. Ask yourself why. Like, I'm gonna leave my phone outside of the bathroom so I could just be in the bathroom, get ready for work, or get ready, or just take a dump. Like, you don't need your phone with you. Or as soon as you sit in a car, you put on YouTube, you put on a podcast, you put on music. Initially, I know it's a habit, but if you catch yourself doing it just because you can't sit with yourself in the car, there's a sign right there. So be aware of these things that you do in your day-to-day, and just realize your habits and be like, maybe I should change this up, and then go from there. And the more comfortable you can be with sitting with yourself, the more relaxed you can be, and it's a cozy feeling because you can trust yourself now. You can be with yourself, you can trust yourself, you can sit with yourself. It's not uncomfortable. It's not like sitting with a stranger, it's you with you. So practice it. I hope this helps you guys out. If you liked the video, please subscribe and hit the bell notification to see more. I like making content for you guys. Shoot a comment down below, hit the like button for the algorithm, and I'll see you next time. Love you, take care.
I'll let you go, just need some time.